Hey, we're here with another episode of Before You Buy. You know, that show where I give you some straight-up gameplay and thoughts on the latest games releasing. As usual, it's me, your guide, Jake Baldito, and today we're talking about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Yes, finally, we are talking about it. Now, we are going to talk specifically about the Xbox One version because it's just released, so it's relevant. It's technically early access, but they're asking for your money, so we're going to talk about it. Now, I mentioned early access because it's part of Xbox One's game preview program. For people like me and you who pay attention to this stuff, we know what we're getting into here, but for the average person, they're basically getting an unfinished game, and that pains me to say. Let me give you the context though. PUBG on PC is one of my favorite games to play right now, like straight up. 100-player Battle Royale is a fun multiplayer style game, and PUBG just does it really well with the really good blend of tactical realism and just dumb absurdity. So whether or not it belongs on Game of the Year lists, it's been some of the most fun I've had on PC this year. Is it perfect? No. Is it finished? No way, not quite, not yet. But as it stands right now, this is a really rough port of the PC version onto Xbox One. They got a lot of things right so far, but performance-wise, PUBG on console is in a rough and unfinished spot. To be fair to them, this has to be a hard game to port. It's ambitious, 100 players, open world environment, draw distances, etc, etc. Plus, the PC version isn't exactly the most well-optimized. But on Xbox One, the initial waiting area and the parachute drop sections just make for bad first impressions with frame rates close to the single digits. But once you get going and the game world catches up to you, it seems like most of the time you get a semi-solid 30 FPS, which isn't the smoothest experience, but for most console players, it is playable. Now, it's not very impressive looking though. The game is playable, but it just doesn't look so hot. It looks slightly better on Xbox One X. I did play on both, jumping back and forth, but either way, you're seeing jagged edges, ugly textures, weird frame rates, and texture pop in quite a bit. If you're new to PUBG, you're probably gonna find yourself saying, this is what people are freaking out about? People love this game? I mean, you'll see weird visual glitches, weird clipping, awkward physics and stuff when you die. Like I said, the game is a hot mess right now. But, well, hopefully, when you actually play it, you can see what the big deal is. Because when it comes to the core game itself, this is an uncompromised PUBG with all the quirks and nuances of the PC version. It's the same game, it just feels like older code besides the new vaulting stuff. But control-wise, they did the best they could with it, and I think they did a good job. The extra fine-tuning they took with the controls really shows. It's easy to be fairly fast and accurate and switch between first and third person and just get off good shots. I'm still a bad shot either way, but still. The dead zone feels good and most of the joystick movements are responsive. Moving with the left stick feels a little weird sometimes, like I found myself overshooting doorways and stuff here and there, but you get used to compensating for it. Also, inventory management and picking up items still isn't perfect, but it's not on PC either. It's harder to manage on a controller though, I will say. There are options, you can either click on stuff or open up the menu. Either way, it's still a little cumbersome. But vehicle controls work pretty great and actually feel better than they would on PC. And the boats control well, but they're still goddamn death traps. But seriously, the fact that shooting and free looking and creeping around still manages to feel tight and fun is a miracle. The game feels like an accurate PUBG experience, and that's what I wanted. Now, playing the game mode itself, 100-player Battle Royale, is just straight up fun. There's an adrenaline rush to it that makes it feel so damn rewarding. Even though as of right now, there's technically only one map, it's big and varied enough that every time you drop in, you get a different and pretty exciting experience no matter what, even if you die right in the beginning. I still really love this game, even if it's a mess on Xbox One right now, just because it's a fun multiplayer shooter to play alone or in duos with squads with friends. It's charming, it's got room for experimentation and improving, and it'll always keep you on your feet, especially because it's just a skill-based game at the end of the day, and I think that's good. Now, in the future, I hope they flesh out progression systems because there just isn't enough. That's PC and Xbox. They're lucky the gameplay is good enough to stand up on its own because there isn't much else like unlocks or rewards to work towards, other than just consistent fun, I guess. But otherwise, just on the console side, they really have to make this game perform better. I know it's an early access work in progress game, but this is a huge game that is selling millions. It's a big deal. So I hope they get their shit together fast. You should be skeptical if you don't like a messy game. Maybe don't pay into this immediately. Be aware. If you don't mind it though, you will have some fun. If all you've been wanting is PUBG on Xbox, it's definitely not perfect, but you will get some of that satisfying gameplay. That I am pretty sure of. But I will say for now, if at all possible, and if you can, stick with the PC version. But that's how Before You Buy works. You know how this goes down. I give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinions. So now I want to hear yours down in the comments. How are you feeling about PUBG on Xbox? If you jumped in day one, How are you doing? Have you experienced a lot of lag and drop matches? I have had the game crash on me here and there, and a little bit of lag, but nothing really out of the ordinary. Most matches I played have been really stable and satisfying, but I want to know what your experience is. Or if you're on the outside looking in, are you just going to stick to PC if you have the choice, or are you just on PlayStation 4 and you're caught outside in the rain? Let's talk about this stuff down in the comments. If you got anything else for me though, you know where to find me: Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino. But if you enjoyed this and maybe you want to see more PUBG videos, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and it tells us you want more. But if you are new, you should subscribe because we put out stuff like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.